Welcome to the first episode of Not Girls with Lorren and Bri.
So we have been wanting to do this for a while because, and I'll let Bri talk a little bit on the story behind it. For the longest time, let's see, how long has it been since you started with MMG?
8 months maybe?
So
since October?
Before that, majority of that time, I was the only girl that was employed with Moss Marketing Group. So it's just me and a whole lot of dudes. And when Bri started, what was the first thing I told you?
First thing that came out of her mouth was, I'm not a girl's girl. And I go, oh shit, okay.
So how did you take that?
You were honest, and I was like, honestly, yeah, I don't like a lot of girls either, so yeah, just worked out.
The term girl's girl has come out recently. It's kind of like a new Gen Z term, if you will. But I've been that way my whole life. I have always geared towards being more friends with more guys than I do girls. I'm not a girly girl. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are things that I enjoy in that aspect, but I would much rather be like no makeup in my sport athletic clothes all the time.
Yeah.
And sure. I tend to have a lot more, I enjoy more things that the guys do, vice versa. So, with that being said, we have decided to start this podcast to kind of, there's a lot of stuff on girls, but there's not a whole lot of stuff on the not girls. So, the girls that don't feel like they are in with the drama of women, or like are big feminists in this time in age, are focused on like the gender roles and gender gaps. So that's kind of what we started this podcast for those girls that don't really know where they stand on that.
Yeah. And also just working every day in a male-dominant space.
Yep.
And having to deal with a lot of bullshit.
A lot of testosterone and bullshit. And so I think there's going to be a lot of things that other not girls will be able to take from this and either implement in their lives or just talk shit on, and we'll probably get attacked by the girls on here.
Probably.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So from Googling, we actually have an article that we're going to kind of gear off of towards on this podcast. And it says, like, the definition of a girl's girl, according to the Gen Zers out there, is used to describe a girl or woman who supports and looks out for other women without shame or embarrassment, and who doesn't belittle other women for the sake of male validation or attention. So this article has a few different signs, quote unquote signs, of someone who is not a girl's girl.
Red flags, it
says.
Says.
There we go.
Red flags that signal someone isn't a girl's girl.
So apparently to these girls, we're just giant walking red flags when I think they're giant walking flags.
They are.
Okay, so the first one, this is in quotes. Women who say, I just get along better with guys. That instantly puts down all women and basically half of the population. It screams, quote, I always have to be the center of attention. I cannot stand that anti-feminist, sexist bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think girls, they have a lot of bullshit with being like, oh, I can be a bitch because I'm a girl's girl. Yeah. I can't, and that's just not right. And not girls can be friends with anyone, and it doesn't, like, they are open to having a relationship with anyone.
I think saying, if I say I get along better with guys, if you take offense to that by being a girl, you're the fucking problem. You're just sensitive, and you're the problem.
Well, you want to be the one friends with the guys.
What anyone who people get along with.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on that.
Yeah,
it's like, I feel like the girls are the ones that are the feminists, and they are sexist, and they are the ones that are constantly putting down males just for the fact that they're males.
Mm-hmm. Well, in friendships with guys too, like, nothing's too serious.
Right.
Girls, it's like, oh, you copied an outfit of mine? Like, I'm not talking to you for a week. Like, that's stupid.
Exactly. Okay. All right. You can say the next one.
Number 2, when they don't respect your privacy or trust. I once had a friend who'd tell my secrets to her other friend group. I once told her about my crush. I had, and then suddenly everyone in her other friend group knew about it. Be careful who you are vulnerable. I can't say that word. Vulnerable.
Okay, here's the problem with this. You're just a shitty ass friend.
Yeah, you're not telling your secrets to the right friends.
Like, it's that simple. It's not the fact that you're a fucking girl's girl or not a girl's girl. You're just a shitty ass friend.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If this was a male, they would be, if a guy is telling, and that's another thing with guys, is they don't go around just like telling secrets.
Yeah.
And they don't really feed into the bullshit, which I'm not saying I don't like a good gossip sesh. I do like a good gossip sesh, but it has nothing to do with being a male or female. That's just being a shitty person.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard to not be a shitty person.
Yeah. Okay.
I really kind of want to find one in this list that actually makes me think a little bit.
I know. Women who try to deflect criticism about hurtful, harmful behavior by mentioning how women should be supporting other women. That's not what women supporting women means, but it's good to know what you feel entitled to. Treat people however you feel. Does that,
I feel like these girls are just implementing the word women and men in these sentences when it should just be everyone supports everyone.
Exactly.
Like, just be a decent fucking human being and support anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just think that it blows my mind how often that people think that genders need to be put in to a situation like this.
Well, and also people just say, oh, it's girl code or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, I don't have a relationship with that girl, so, like, I'm not.
That's another thing too. Like, I'm not bending over backwards for every fucking girl just because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I'm not.
You worded it well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is a long one, but let's see. I've had this issue so many times before. I can tell someone isn't a girl's girl if they always discount my successes. I had a friend once who would see my higher grades and blame it on the fact that I don't do anything when I get home, as opposed to her who works. When we went to lunch or would get coffee, she'd look down at my food and say that she couldn't believe how much salt or sugar I was eating, saying that she could never eat as much as I do. Oh, and when I showed her my engagement pictures, she zoomed in on my face and said she could tell the photographer did touch-ups on me. And when I asked her to be my maid of honor, she threw the gift I gave her in the back seat of her car and kept it there for 2 weeks, all crumpled up. I wish I were joking. She's now someone I have no communication with. Again,
shitty person. That's just a shitty person. Yeah.
This is the problem with being a girl's girl and being friends with everyone. You're going to fall into the situation where you have girls in your life like this.
That's true.
If you're picky at the start and you don't just become friends with everyone, you're not going to have situations like this. Like, you just open your heart to the people that are close to you, and you hold those friends close for a long time.
Yeah.
You don't just have these come and goers in your life because you let anyone and everyone in. It's that simple.
Well, and also, like, discounting successes, like, that girl's probably just jealous of who you are altogether. So then that's why.
I would tell this person, you pick shitty friends.
Yeah. Yeah. That's most of these, just shitty friends.
Literally. Okay, next one.
I'm chronically ill, and one time I was crying to my bestie about my daughter's father because he'd insulted me and was supporting or helping me raise my girl. She hugged me and comforted me as I cried on her shoulder, only for her to have sex with my daughter's father that same night. Wow. Now the two of them are having a kid together, even after I've told her all the ways he was uninterested in raising our child. That is definitely not a girl's girl.
No, that is, again, a shitty ass friend, and two,
person.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, I don't feel sorry for you. If you have a friend that is willing to go sleep with your baby daddy, figure out where the problem is. The problem is that you're friends with someone like that.
Yeah.
Like that person is who that person is.
And also, I just hate that they say that is definitely not a girl's girl. Because it's like, it's just not.
Also, something that sticks out to me in this sentence is she had to start the sentence with, I'm chronically ill. Okay, next one. Anyone who pits themselves against the mother of their partner's children. When kids are involved, you need to support your partner in maintaining a cordial and respectful relationship with their ex, not stirring up drama at every opportunity. So the situation here is,
Like
so these situations piss me off, is like when you have kids with someone, you are responsible for having a relationship with that person for the rest of your child's childhood.
For 18
whether
years.
you like it or not. You had sex with this person to be able to have a kid. I get that there's different circumstances, but just be responsible and give the life that your kid deserves, because the only one suffering in this situation is the kids.
Oh, for sure. So this one's talking about like it'd be like the girlfriend of the baby daddy.
Yeah. Is trying to get him to go against the mom of the children.
Yeah. I just don't think they should be involved in any of that. Like, I have a stepmom and she did not involve herself in any of that stuff.
Right.
She just kept to herself and
Yep.
just gave me the best weekend of my life.
Exactly.
Okay. If they ghost you or someone else without any remorse, regret, or explanation, and when I say ghost, I don't mean that they leave your message unread and later act like nothing happened. That can also be a sign. But that they just go radio silent on you. I've had this happen to me 3 or 4 times. Having that happen to me has damaged my self-esteem and blah, 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 baby shit. Basically, like I have friends I haven't talked to in over a year, but I know as soon as I see them in person, it's going to be like time hasn't left. So it's just kind of, I don't know, don't take that so serious.
Yeah.
We're all living our lives.
That's the thing with girls is they are very sensitive and they take everything to heart and they think everyone else is out to get them and all that. Mm-hmm. It's like you either have your really good friends that, like you said, you cannot talk to for a while and then you see in person and you pick up right where you left off. But if you do actually have the people that are just straight up ghosting you, like you have to, whatever effort you put into a relationship, if you're not receiving or that effort is not reciprocated, then just fucking move on.
Yeah. And also like this girl, she could have messaged and be like, hey, it's bothering me that you're not responding to me.
There's a lot of double standard there.
And it's like, oh, okay, I need to be cautious about that.
If you're sitting there asking or complaining about so-and-so hasn't reached out to you in 3 or 4 months, have you reached out to them? Mm-hmm. Exactly. It goes both ways. Like there is definitely a double standard there. If a woman calls herself a feminist, but her feminism isn't intersectional,
what does that mean?
And is more like white feminism, then she's not a girl's girl.
Can you explain this?
I don't even. I think that they make it so fucking complicated that you have to actually like triple read it to figure out what they're talking about. And the thing is, so to date, one of Ricky and I's really good friends, he said something to us one time, and it will stick with me for the rest of my life. He said that feminism is just an excuse to hate men. And I think that is like the most spot on thing.
It's true.
It's like, I feel like by being a raging feminist, you are just looking for every possible way to belittle or degrade men.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm definitely one of those people that does not believe, like, there is nothing out there that a man can do that I can't do.
Exactly.
Is there things I don't want to fucking do? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, like, don't sit there and tell me that you can't do something because that's a guy's job. Or that's what guys do.
I will say I'm restricted on a couple of things because my muscles and my height and stuff.
100%. And that's science.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like that's for sure science. That I know that I'm 5'4", so I know if there's something on the top shelf of the cabinet, I can't fucking reach it. And I have to get Logan to come get it for me. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So yours, it's yours.
Okay. If a woman doesn't have your back when you're not present or are being disrespected by others. Okay. When I was in high school, there was a girl I was in choir with. She was more of a friend, but we always got along well. She was the only person who was willing to tell me that my best friend was talking shit about me when I wasn't around. It took me a couple of years to address it because I was a youngster terrified of confrontation, but even so, I appreciated my choir friend for telling me. As an adult now, it's a trait I really value in my friends. If your friend doesn't have your back when you're not around, then they don't have your back at all. Something that I've realized is like, if you're around someone that talks a lot of shit, they're probably talking shit on you.
Yeah. And it's also, too, like I said earlier, there's nothing, when I talk shit, there's nothing that I wouldn't say to anyone. There's a difference between, like, trying to hide it and trying to, like, start the gossip, start the drama, and you get caught up in your own lies. You're like, oh, shit, okay, I told this person this. I got to tell this person this. Like, that's just a freaking mess for everyone. And that's, honestly, I don't know how you keep up with that. That's a lot of work on your end.
And I don't get girls that can just, like let's say, oh, I fucking hate Lorren. But then every day, hey, Lorren, how are you doing?
Just
like,
fake.
I can't.
Just fake.
I can't hold my emotions back like that. Like, if I don't like you, I'm probably going to give you a dirty look and not talk to you.
I do also think it's just like a natural tendency of girls is the first time meeting a girl, all girls just assume that that person doesn't like them. And that's fine. Like, it's like, I don't know, we get the stigma of RBF a lot. And I truly do not purposely do it, but I can't stop. Like, I can't help it. It is what it is. If you want to put in the time and effort to actually get to know me, I will give you my true and authentic self. And if you love that, that's great. If you don't, that's fine.
And I'm going to build a healthier relationship with you.
I am not for everyone. I know that.
Same.
I for sure know that. Next one. Girls who say you don't need makeup or question and critique your skincare routine, fashion choices, and more for no reason are not girls.
I don't pay that much attention.
It blows my freaking mind. It's like,
I don't care enough to give my input on someone else's face.
Wear fucking makeup because, one, I don't like going through the steps of taking it off at the end of the day at night. And two, because I rub the shit on my face all day.
Same.
Like, it's that simple, and like building it and like making it something more than it is just blows my it's exhausting, honestly. Like, I will never critique someone. If there's someone out there, like, I remember hearing about these girls in college of like girls that would like go hook up with a guy and they would like wake up 2 hours before that guy would wake up so they could put their makeup back on. And I'm like,
back on.
What?
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with like security issues and
And I mean,
it's kind of just your problem.
Yeah, we've also talked about it a lot around the office. Is like the whole like catfishing term. That's a real fucking thing. Like the girls that can like put on a face of makeup, but then when they take that makeup off, they look like a completely different person. It's like, I mean,
we just don't have the energy to do it.
If you're insecure about that, then just you need to find someone that is willing to like accept you for who you truly are. Yeah. And if you don't do that, then that's where I feel like that's where that insecurity comes from. If you're with a guy that tells you he only likes you with makeup on, red flag.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting yourself in that situation.
Yeah. I just personally don't have the energy to do it.
No.
The only time I put on makeup is if I'm going out.
100%. But it's the fact, like, I don't feel like there's girls out there judging other girls for wearing makeup. Yeah. The fact that you're wearing makeup, I don't give a shit what you do. It's when you, like, are compensating putting on that makeup for something else.
Mm-hmm. I've always felt cautious around women who demand unwavering loyalty. There are nonsense in most social disputes, but I feel uncomfortable with girlfriends who expect me to be on their side 100%, no questions asked. For instance, I hung out in a large, whatever, we don't need to read this.
It's pretty much just saying that girls are expected to always take the girl's side because they're girls, and that's... No. I'm going to agree with the person who I agree with. Yeah. Like, guy, girl, dog, cat, I don't give a fuck. I'm agreeing with whoever I agree with. Exactly. It's that simple. And most of the time, it's the men because their decisions it's all logic. And it's like, I feel like they don't over-exaggerate. They don't add a whole lot of fluff to the situation. Like, there's definitely been times where I'm guilty of this sometimes. There's definitely been times where I'm like recounting something that happened to Ricky, and I'm saying, this happened. And he's like, is that really what was said? And I was like, well, no, I added a few cuss words in there.
You got to make it more interesting.
Exactly. Make it a little bit more dramatic. But it's like, yeah, I feel like the girls that always just take another girl's side just because they're a girl, like, that's a problem.
Yeah. It's like that girl code shit.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know you. No girl code unless I know you.
Oh,
and I trust
a good
you.
one. Okay. I'm ready to get into this one.
Okay.
Publicly defending their, in this case, male partner's violent threats towards others. Here's the thing I have to say. I don't feel sorry for you if you continue to put yourself in a situation where you have a aggressive boyfriend who is telling you what to do, demanding that you do this. Like, I don't feel sorry for you for putting yourself, one, and two, continuing to be in that situation. Like, we were talking about this earlier. Like, there has never once been something where Ricky has told me I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a grown woman. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Mm-hmm. But do I want my husband's opinion on things? Absolutely. And am I going to consider his opinion on things? Yes. But, like, if I say, hey, babe, I'm going to go have drinks with the girls tonight, and he says, no, you're not, I'm going to be like,
laugh in your face.
Okay.
But it's
funny.
Also, like, I feel like in today's world, we've seen so many, like, horror stories of girls staying with their guys and dying sometimes. Right. Like, and I think their biggest fear is just being alone and then, like, healing themselves. But, like, that's the best thing you can ever do.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good to gain that independence and learn.
But I think there's girls out there that are so insecure that think that they have to be with someone all the time because of their, like, insecurities and fear of being alone.
Mm-hmm. And I think even with social media, too, like, oh, I want to post that I have a boyfriend. I want to post that I'm happy and with someone, but it's like, it's all just a show.
I know. I've always thought it was kind of crazy how, like, you can determine if someone is together with someone based on, like, going to their social media and be like, they deleted all their photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, that's what we run to, like, checking to see if their photos are on Instagram.
This took me a while to notice, but I used to be friends with a girl who always needed to get a group photo whenever we were out. It was very performative, and she would always only post photos where she looked fantastic and the other women were caught off guard or didn't look their best. That behavior shows me you don't care about other women as long as you get the validation you need.
Okay.
See, I would think that behavior would just be like she's just trying to convince people that she's living her best life and like, she looks great.
I feel like you're always your biggest critic. Like, I don't feel like there's ever a situation where I'm like, I like everything about myself in that photo. Mm-hmm. But if I'm one of 20 people in a group photo, I'm sure as shit not going to make everyone retake the photo just because I have a hair misplaced. Yeah. Or, I mean, like, if someone's fucking eyes are closed, sure, retake it. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that's just, like, a very selfish tendency.
Yeah.
And, again, I would think girls would do that more often than not girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like us not girls don't give a shit about what we look like.
Well, I'd be like, I'm just not going to post that. If no one is ready for the picture, I'm not going to. That's just stupid.
Yeah. Again, here's another one talking about girls who say that they're only friends with guys. Like, I don't understand that one. I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Like, it's just, we're just over here living our best life. And
yeah. I mean, I'm friends with whoever.
Yeah, I have plenty
whoever I connect with.
I have
like
amazing girlfriends.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of really cool guy friends.
Yeah.
And I enjoy being around both of them. But not in that whole group of friends, like, there isn't a shitty person in that group of friends.
Yeah.
These are all shitty people. Okay.
Lorren, has this ever happened to you?
What?
I had a friend in high school who'd immediately try to get with any guy I showed interest in or who showed interest in me.
So I don't feel like I'm a fair representation because...
Oh, yeah, duh. She's been taking her whole life.
So let me ask you this question. Have you ever had a friend in high school who tried talking to every guy you showed interest in?
See, I think I just have such a bold personality that my friends know not to do that. Because, I mean, I would call them out on their bullshit and be like, stop. And then if I have, like, a little crush and, like, I always say, oh, my God, I'm in love with him.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's just, I've never had that happen to me, though. Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. And then if it doesn't work out, then
it's probably a sign that it wasn't going to work out anyways.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Are you on 20?
Yeah.
It may sound silly, but a friend who never likes your posts, stories, or comments on your social media accounts doesn't give me girl energy. In some ways, I feel it's a shady and passive-aggressive way to be unsupportive. This isn't the case if someone isn't active on social media, but if you know your friend is constantly on their phone, it feels a little fake.
Yeah, it's definitely fake, but I hate that they group it with, oh, that's not a girl's girl. Because it's like, that person's just fucking weird. If they are going to fake being a friend, like a friend, have a friendship with you, then, and then not like your stuff or anything, it's just like, okay, then why are you in my life?
Yeah, it's like if you need the validation of girls commenting on your posts. That's true. Like, you have bigger insecurities or bigger problems. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, for a while, I don't even know if this is still a thing, but for a while when people would, like, post something, and if at an hour mark, if it hadn't had X amount of likes, they would delete it. Like, that's just fucking exhausting to me.
Yeah. I think if one of my best friends, though, wasn't liking my post, I would be like, that's just weird.
Yeah.
You know? I would just be like, you know what is going on in my life? You should like my post.
I would rather get a text message from a friend and be like, hey, girl, like...
cool trip.
Yeah. Hope Cabo was fun. Like, I would rather that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you comment on my post.
Yeah. It is shady on that person, though.
Okay.
It is. Are we disagreeing? Oh, okay. My gosh.
This also, how often do you fucking post on social media?
Not that much. Not like every couple months.
So your posts are probably fucking hidden in the algorithm and no one's seeing your shit because you post every 3 months. No, I trick the algorithm. They're like, ooh, we haven't seen her post. Let's post her up. Boost her up. Okay, what else do you have to say about being a not girl's girl?
I'm just friends with myself and people. Okay. Like, my main focus is myself. Yeah. And people, like, just anyone.
But okay, here's another question. So when you first started with MMG and I told you that I wasn't a girl's girl, what was your initial reaction to that compared to, like, now that you have worked here 8 months and you know who I am? Like, how has that, your view changed?
I will say when I first started, I kind of was like, oh, shit, she's scary, but thank God, like, I don't have to, like, be fake around her. Yeah. And I don't have to fake be nice to her. And, like, we're going to actually develop a relationship rather than just be like, oh, hi, good morning, bye.
Yeah. Like, I definitely, it's just, it's simple. Like, I don't meet a girl and then instantly become BFFs with her. Like, that has happened, like, one time, and she still is, like, my best friend to this day. And it was because she is also the same as me, where we instantly... It was funny. The situation was Ricky, my husband, was working at a car dealership at the time, and they had their work Christmas party. And him and this coworker of his, Robert, agreed to have us 4 ride together. And Ricky comes home, and he's like, hey, we're riding to the Christmas... It was in Wichita, Kansas. We're riding to the Christmas party together with Robert and his girlfriend. And I was like, what? I was like, why? Like, why did you sign me up to ride in a fucking car with some girl that I have never met before? Yeah. So I obviously instantly had a bad taste. I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. So we get in the car, we drive the 3 hours to Wichita in complete fucking silence. Really? I did not say a single word to this chick. She didn't say a single word to me.
See, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I was just, like, silent.
But I talk to myself, so I just have to have some talking shit. Like, I just need sound.
And then meanwhile, like, Ricky and Robert were at work, like, talking to each other, like, hey, man, like, I'm kind of nervous for Lorren to meet Malachi. I'm kind of nervous for Malachi to meet Lorren, blah, blah, blah. Like, they both were nervous because they both knew how we were. Yeah. We get to Wichita, long story short, we hit it off, and we've been best friends since.
That's awesome.
But it's like, I'm not, by saying I'm not a girl's girl, it's as simple as I'm just not giving all of these girls my time and attention until they deserve
it.
My time or attention. Like,
and I'm honestly glad that you said that to me, because it just, I don't know, it made me like, okay, cool. Like, I know where she stands.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't, I enjoyed it. It kind of scared me, but.
Okay. So, and then obviously, do you know when the turning point was where you're like, okay, Lauren's not that bad?
When I had a panic attack and was crying in the office, and she goes, Bri, get your ass over here. And she gave me a hug, and she's like, we're going to work through this. I was like, okay, I got you. I'm going to,
Yeah. So that's another thing too, is like my small group of friends that I do have, like I will literally be in the corner for them through fucking anything.
And you've shown me that 100%.
Like, I always tell people, like, I don't love that often, but when I do love, like, I love really fucking hard. Mm-hmm. And so I think just...
You know why?
Why?
Because we're Pisces. Oh, by the way, we were born on the same fucking day.
A few years in between. Same day, yes. That is true.
St. Patty's babies.
Which is another thing. So my birthday is, like, my favorite day of the year.
Yeah.
And... I think if you would be a girl's girl, I would be fucking pissed that I share a birthday with you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, no fucking way.
Oh, if you were a girl's girl.
If you were.
Yeah.
Because I love my birthday so much that I don't like
I don't want to share it.
Exactly. But because we are so similar and we have the same...
Let's throw a party together.
Taste. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I also think, like, your, like, quirkiness, like, keeps me...
Quirky.
Yeah. Like a little bit.
I bring out your weirdness.
Yes.
I bring out everyone's weirdness.
No, but it's been said so many times, like, around the office is, like, work would not be near as fun as it is if you were not here. Your personality and your, like, the fact that Dane has said that it means that, like, it's really true.
Well, again, it just goes back to, I just want to be friends with everyone.
Yeah. And
if you fuck me over, then okay, bye, goodbye.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to hit on this first episode?
I don't think so.
No?
I think it was pretty good.
I think that was good. I think going forward, we can start, like, talking about different things, like specific things. Like, if there's something out in the public or on the news or something about, I think it's more often that it happens now, this day and age, where we could get on some very controversial topics, but we'll try and keep those to, like, just surface level. Yeah. Not dig too deep, but.
And also, like, I want to go more into, like, the professional side of working with men.
Working in a male-dominant atmosphere. Yeah, for sure.
Because that can be hard for girls to navigate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I wouldn't say marketing as a whole is, like, a gender-specific. I feel like it's pretty equal. Yeah. It's just in our situation, like, under our roof with MMG, it is a more male-dominant business, and that's totally okay.
Like, during my interview, Dane even asked me, he was like, are you okay with working with men?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck,
yeah. Like, if we had a girl here that was, like, complaining about everything, like, for example... For those of you that don't know about MMG, that we do have a in-house barber. So every Monday we have a barber that comes in, and obviously Bri and I aren't getting our hair buzzed.
No. Or I was hoping I'd maybe get a trim, but I couldn't even get that from Eric. Yeah, I also wanted bangs too. Can't do that.
You can't?
No,
you asked him?
Yeah, he said, I don't think I can do that. I was like, darn.
But yeah, like, if we had girls that were just here complaining about that, like, it would just be exhausting for everyone. Yeah. So it's kind of a sticky situation because it's 2024 and you can't really ask girls those specific questions in an interview these days. Otherwise, you're going to get sued. Yeah. So it's kind of just like feeling out who this person is, what their personality is like. Yeah. So that we stay on course with the culture around here. Yeah.
All right.
That was it. That was episode 1
of Not Girls.